Hi, dear brothers and sisters. I'm back with a little video. I thought it was something that I need to share. I hope it will be an encouragement and that it may give you something. I just came back from a pilgrim uh, trip to Jerusalem. I had an opportunity to go down there, and I realized that, and I just booked the ticket, and 2 days later I was in Jerusalem for about 4 days. And it was now for Hanukkah, so it had to happen to be, and I recently came back. But the reason I wanted to tell this is because it coincides with a vision. I've told you in a video earlier that's called The Hidden Science of Fasting that I had a vision of Jesus carrying the cross. It was about 17 years ago in the Amazon jungle of Ecuador. So it was so real, more like real than anything I've experienced in my life. It stuck with me all those years. It still the vision come back to mind. I remember it so vividly that it will bring me to tears just within seconds. Often when I maybe go to the church in service or maybe sing something, I will remember those images and start to cry. So it's so alive to me. So I've been wondering many years, what was this? Was this my imagination? Did I pick up this imagery from a movie that I saw, or had to do anything with reality? So this summer I learned, I didn't know because I don't know a lot of things about Jerusalem, that actually there's this route called Via Dolorosa where he supposedly walked. It may have changed during the years, but I think this route has been there at least since the 4th century. So I think it's, pretty long time. And I saw that this is a route that you can go, and I started looking at Google Maps, and it's looked that it could be maybe very similar to what I saw. So what I saw in the vision in the Amazon in 2008 was I saw Jesus carrying the cross, and when you get a vision, it's like you don't have the full peripheral viewing that you see something in the corner of your eye, right? It's more kind of like, to make an analogy, what you see when you see in a movie. Not that it's in a square frame, but you see what you see, and you don't see outside of it. Kind of like if you're on a movie set, you don't see the guy holding the microphone and the people with the light stands and whatnot. You see what the camera see. So this was kind of like watching from a lens of 50 millimeter or 80 millimeter lens. So just to describe so what I saw was Jesus. Suddenly I was in this alley. I kind of realized has to be old Jerusalem. And I saw this guy coming down like 50 meters down in this narrow alley, narrow but wide enough for maybe people to be able to pass him on both sides. But and it crowded with people. It was commotion all around, and I saw it coming carrying the cross. And like I said in the vision, you see what you see. So I could see like Simon helping carry the cross. I was kind of zoomed, transfixed on that guy. And I was like, what is this? Is this Jesus? So this is like more 15 years before I became a born again Christian. So I still at that time understood that this is the most important thing that was happening in history of humanity. And it's like, what? Why am I seeing this vision? This is Jesus coming, and then as he's coming up this alley, he's coming around the corner, and he's making a left turn, and he's very near me. And as he's coming around the corner, that's when he kind of stops, and he can't really carry the cross anymore. He kind of falls. I don't see him like falling flat on his face, but it's coming down to his knees, is kind of dropping the cross, and it's coming down. He's kind of falls, right? And Jesus is coming around the corner, and I made this kind of like grayish, just to illustrate this was a vision. It's not like when you see it with your naked eye, And he was very close to me, and it was horrible. I was crying so much, and I was thinking, I was wishing I could help him carry that cross, and I'm reaching out my arm. He's in arm's length beside me, very similar to what imagery you see here. Like, but I don't. I remove my hand. I'm not like worthy to touch him. I feel like I'm not trying to touch him. I'm not worthy of that. And so that's the vision. So when I get to Jerusalem, I start to walk this path, and you come out of the place where he was condemned and had a flagellation, and as you start walking the Via Dolorosa, which is just not so long, it's about half kilometer. You go downhills first. So as you go down, it's not what I saw in my vision, because I saw him coming from below. He was coming from below. And here he would come from above. It also is a little bit too open. You see the sky there, and it's not so high, a narrow alley. Then he made a left turn, and this is not here in the place what you remember, because it's kind of like an open square. And there he makes a turn at the number 3, first station, and it's very open there, and it's very level surface. It's flat. Then he make a right turn, and that's where I said to have met his mother, station 4, station 5. Simon's helping us carrying the cross. And the reason he's helping carrying the cross is because now it's going to be really tough for him, because going upwards. As I'm going upwards here in the street, I really started crying so much I can barely talk. There's some vendors inviting me into the store. I can just stay for a few seconds because I'm just crying so much. I know this is the street. As I come up, I see from above that it looks like my vision. It may not be exactly the same buildings that are there in these days, but it was the same kind of narrow alley with the walls besides, and it the same kind of inclination, going down the slope. It would be the same distance, it would be the same width of how wide this alley is. And then I realized in the Via Dolorosa here he makes a left turn, just like I saw. So coming from below in his alley, making a left turn. And then here, right there, is the station number 7. And then I learned that here he is said to have fallen, just as he come around the corner. And I would be standing maybe around here, this rock that you see here. That would be my vantage point from the vision. So I learned actually from these people in this chapel, some Franciscan chapel, that this was the wall of Jerusalem in those days. So there's no more like alleys, no more walls. This rock here is supposed to be the original rock from it. The ground may of course be a little bit higher, but this, so it's coming out of this place, making a left turn and falling. And this is supposed to be, I think, the Jenat, the garden gate. No? And so, and it's known that it falls as it comes around that corner. So it's going, it's going straight down hills, making a left turn into like kind of an open square, making a right turn, and then it's going upwards. So it was just like I saw in my vision, coming upwards in this alley, looked precisely like my vision, like it was in the Via Dolorosa. It's coming around the corner, it looked like this, but I would be standing maybe 2 meters to the right. It's not the same perspective I show you in the image. And then more like this. I see him coming around, going to the left, going to the left corner. Very similar to my images, and very similar to what it would have been in reality as I was in there. And it was, very close to me there. And there's a lot of people. I feel that there's like in some intersection or something, that there's a lot of people on my left side. There's a lot of people on my right side. There's a lot of commotion, but I get it that it's coming from below in this alley, making a left turn. So I know you can go to the left, you can go to the right. There's a lot of people around me. So I see kind of what I see in the frame of what I see, like a 50 or 85 millimeter lens, if you will. But I get kind of like a knowing that as he's going to the left, continuing that path, that will be like more like an open air, and he will be like heading towards the Golgotha for the crucifixion, that direction. Precisely what it would be in reality. So yeah, I don't know. This image has stuck with me for so long. So this is a very strange coincidence that for this short walk, go for just a few hundred meters, that there will be this precise match of what I saw in my vision. In terms of the how we walked in the Via Dolorosa. I just wanted to share it to you. I hope it could be encouraging for you. It was to me, it was very profound experience. I think it was what I saw was the real thing in my vision. I don't know. But yes, thank you for watching. God bless you. Hope it gave you something, and hope to be back with another kind of video soon. God bless you all.
Where is thy victory? Where is thy victory?